This video is about configuring default and static route in COMMANDO Marshall C3500 series routing switches. So let's start understanding how to do it. So by default, if you give the command show run, you can see that the VLAN 1 is given this IP addresses, and apart from that there is nothing. I have connected a internet source to port number 13 ETH 13 and it is connected to the internet gateway. So configure terminal. I will give the IP route command to configure the static route. Let us say I want to give the static route like 0.192.168.1.0/24, and the default gateway for this is 192.168.0.100. So this way I have configured a static route and I will ping 192.168.1.1 and it will start pinging. If there is no route, it will not ping. If I want to ping with let us say internet provider, so this network is not reachable, I will configure the route. Let us say config terminal, and I want to have the default route 0.0.0.0/0 192.168.0.100, and then I try to ping that. So now it come to know this way you have to do the static and default route, and show IP route will show the default route is active with administrative distance via which link it is connected and the VLAN it is using. So the logic behind this is IP routing or IP route. So IP routing is a process of sending packets from the host on one network to another host on a different or remote network. This process is usually done by the routers or L3 devices which examine the destination IP address of the packet, determines the next hop address and forward the packet. IP routing is a process of forwarding IP packets and deliver packet across all reachable network. IP routing helps the delivery of IP packet from sender to receiver. It can add routes to their routing tables through three methods like connected routes. These are added because of the, so these are the connected routes. You can see these are the connected route and this is symbol is C. So configuration of IP address interface and connected network which are reachable. Static routes, these are manually added because of the configuration of IP route command. So if I give the specific IP addresses like this is called a static route. Then we have to understand the routing protocols. Routing protocol use a message, rules or algorithms to overall purpose of learning the route to the destination networks. This process include exchange and analysis of the routing information. Each router chooses the best route to each subnet path selection and places the best route in the IP routing table. For example, the routing protocols like RIP, OSPF, ISIS, BGP, they are added to learn the route dynamically by using the algorithm. So basically we are having two ways of routing. One is static routing and another is dynamic routing. Static routing with the help of connected routes, static routes with a particular destination IP address or the default route to any of the destinations. And dynamic routing, we are having two flavors like interior gateway protocol IGP and exterior gateway protocol EGP. Interior gateway protocol run inside an autonomous system and exterior gateway protocol run between the autonomous system. So interior gateway protocol, we can have the protocol based on distance vector algorithm or link state algorithm. The protocols of distance vector algorithm are RIP version 1, 2, 3 or RIPng. Link state advertisement protocols which runs in interior gateway protocols are ISIS, OSPF, all versions. And the exterior gateway protocol we particularly use in the COMMANDO C3500 series switch is a path vector based BGP protocol version 4 and version 4 plus. So we'll come to this after some time. This video we are going to confine ourselves to the static route, default route. So the default route defines where the packet will be sent with no specific route to for the particular network listed in the routing table. If no default route is set, the router will discard all packet with the destination address not found in its routing table. A default route is a route that takes effect when no other routes are available for a IP destination addresses. So the S star will show the default route. If the destination address is not local, the device check the routing table, and if it forward the next hop towards the destination using the default route. This default route generally has a next hop address of another routing device which perform the same process, and the process repeats until the packet is delivered to the destination. The route evaluation process is in each router uses longest prefix match method to obtain most specific route. The network with the longest subnet mask that matches the destination IP address is the next hop network gateway. The default route is designated as 0.0.0.0/0. In IPv6, the default route is specified by :: and /0. The subnet mask /0 specifies all networks and is the shortest match possible. A route lookup that does not match any other routes uses the route if it is configured and active in the routing table. The default route towards the routing device that has a connection to the network service provider. Therefore, the packet with the destination outside the organization local area network, typically destinations on the internet or a wide area network WANs, are forwarded to the routing device with the connection that the provider has. The device to which the default route point is often called as the default gateway. So this is our default gateway which we have configured. It's a default gateway. If specific route is not available, you can specify the default gateway instead of specifying it is a gateway for the individual network or the host address. So you can see S star and S routes. If I have already shown, then static route. Static route is a routing process of selecting optimized path in the network along which to send the network traffic. A route is a path connected which packets send or follows from the source to the destination. Static route is a kind of special routing configuration by the administrator which is simple, efficient, reliable and CPU insensitive process. Routing protocols are rules and they discover the route and share some packets, waste some bandwidth and calculate the routing table and guides the packet forwarding, and this is CPU requirement is there for calculation such things for dynamic routing protocol, but for static routing nothing like that. Routes are classified into the following type according to the origin name: direct routes which are discovered by the link layer protocol, static route which are manually configured by the network administrator, commonly used in a small size network with a fixed topology. Static route does not change along with the network topology automatically. The administrator should modify the static route information manually as long as network topology or the link status is changed. A static IPv6 route is predetermined path that network information must follow to reach the specific host or a destination which is having the destination IPv4 address of the packets. It can be based on next hop IPv4 gateway address to which the packet should be sent. User can specify the administrative distance, which is the trust rating of the routing entry. So you can also specify the administrative distance. By default, administrative distance of the static route is 1 or default route is 1. and these static routing entries are manually added, non-aging routing entries. So it will be remaining unless and until you say no IP route and that route is deleted from your switch or the router. One more concept is there is a floating static routes. This route moves into and out of the IP routing table depending on the administrative distance. So I can have two routes, let us say with one administrative distance, second with other administrative distance. So the better lower administrative distance route learn, then ignores the static route up to the times when the better routing route is known, or otherwise immediately insert the configure static routing table. So these floating static routes are very helpful for failure mechanism. Whenever there is a failure occurs, automatically the other route will be selected and put in the IP routing table and packet will not be lost. So this way we can have multiple routes with administrative distance configured. So I will show you how to have primary and secondary static route configured. So configure terminal, say IP route 192.168.0.1.0/24 and then default gateway 192.168.0.10, let us say, and I will specify the administrative distance 10. So this way this route will be inserted. If the other route, I will remove no IP route 0.0.0.0/192.168.0.100. So it will be shown in 0.100. So show IP route will show now. This is a routing table. Now only connected routes are shown. So I will add one route, configure terminal, IP route 192.168.1.0/24 192.168.0.100. So this way I am adding a static route and this will be shown in the IP routing table, and this way we can have the floating static route and the static route inside our network and they will be used accordingly. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.